I was thinking the other day, what takes away people's motivation? Motivation to work hard, to get ahead, to rise above. And I learned a good lesson. We made this little swing for some kids in the village. Took a bamboo frame, had some people kind of make a kind of a hammock net kind of a thing in the middle, and then we threw a huge rope over top of this tree trunk, like really high up. Had a kid climb up there, hang it down, and it was awesome. It was this huge swing, and they were telling me, well, you can't leave that here because somebody's gonna steal it. And I was like, nobody's gonna steal a kid's swing. Well, they took the swing down, but they left the rope hanging. Well, sure enough, 2 days later, the rope was gone. Somebody stole the rope. Well, sure enough, it cost me about $15 just for the rope, and so there was value to it. So a week later, I bought a chain. Put the chain around it, put a locker on the chain or at the top of the tree trunk, had that hanging. Well, about a week later, that got stolen. And it gave me a little glimpse into why people lose motivation. You see, in that moment, my attitude was, forget it. We don't need a swing. Screw it. Somebody's just going to steal it. And I had this glimpse of like, wow, that's actually a really big issue here because theft is massive here and people don't have big fences around their house. And so why would I try hard to get something when somebody's going to steal it? I was talking to somebody about having chickens and their answer was, well, every time we have chickens, somebody steals them. So what's the point? And there's so much more than that. It's so much more than just laziness. There's a big issue here with drugs, just with marijuana, because it's dirt cheap. People grow it wherever, and it's really cheap. Small wages. Here, a day's wage is about $7 or $8 US for a whole day's wages. So working really hard for such a tiny wage, when if I've made enough to eat today, why do I want to work more when I'm only going to make a tiny little bit more for the whole day of work? Another thing is there's a lot of just attitude of defeat. When people are living in poverty, and I've talked about the layers of poverty before, and how people actually get to a point where they feel completely defeated. And education, really bad education. A lot of people here can't read. And so they don't even understand the concept of saving money or saving up to buy a bigger, to be able to build a brick house, or to save up to get a moto, which would allow them to get to a job farther away, and things that would open up opportunities for them, i.e. saving up to buy supplies, tools, things that make them more valuable. Well, they can't see that because they don't have the education or the know-how to realize things in the big picture. And so all of these things contribute to taking away motivation and therefore making people stay where they're at. And that is just with nothing, scraping by, living day by day.